We're joined now by Michael Bociurkiw. He's the former spokesperson for the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, and he's a senior fellow at the Atlantic Council. Michael, how are you interpreting this call between Trump and Zelensky in light of Trump saying that he's not happy with Putin right now? He said that after their phone call.
Good to be with you, Brianna. Well, as you all know better in the United States than I do, Trump can say one thing 1 minute and actually do something the next. So it's very, very difficult to track his intentions. I do believe that after watching Prime Minister Mark Carney of Canada, Keir Starmer in the UK, that buttering up Mr. Trump just doesn't do it anymore. Could be that if the aid does not come that is promised from the United States, that Ukraine has to take a different tack, perhaps send a pitbull ambassador to Washington to push things along. That's what Mr. Trump seems to respect most, is people who are thugs, who are tough on him, but not people who say yes or are nice all the time.
Trump spoke about air defense and opportunities for joint weapons production, according to Zelensky, but the U.S. is pausing some weapons to Ukraine. How do these things impact the battlefield for Ukraine?
Sure. Well, according to CNN reporting, Ukraine has quoted, Zelensky has said that he needs up to 25 Patriot systems. They're very, very expensive. And as you know, they're in short supply. Ukraine is said to have about a dozen so far. And as we saw, over the past few nights, it seems that Russia is employing the Iran tactic of really pummeling the cities with a mix of drones and missiles. Just isn't enough to stop them. In fact, just not far from where I'm sitting here in Odessa, the port was struck twice yesterday. So if you combine that with what Nick was saying was happening at the front line, Brianna, the worst case scenario, according to East Europe Foundation, they know the landscape here almost better than anyone. If Russia intensifies, according to those numbers Nick quoted, the front line could move as much as 60 kilometers. That could displace as much as 250,000 people. Where they're going to go, not only in Ukraine, but to neighboring European states, putting a lot of pressure on them.
What is the objective, as you see that, between those amassing of the troops, these record strikes overnight, and as Zelensky noted, those first air raid alerts and the overnight attacks starting almost simultaneously with the media reports of the Trump-Putin call?
Simply to wear Ukraine down, and to, in the meantime, also by what is happening, pummeling these cities, forcing displacement, changing the demographics of Ukraine. I think, Nick was right. There are reports now that Russia could strike with up to 1,000 drones a day. Ukraine cannot handle that. And I think the Russian intention here is to a war of attrition, force Ukraine to the bargaining table. But as we all know, the conditions set by Mr. Putin are unacceptable to any Ukrainian president, to anyone here in Ukraine. So we're in a very, very tough spot right now. It is not looking good.
Michael Bociurkiw, always great to get your perspective. Thank you very much.
Thank you.